So for this piece, I recalled in a moment, a boxing moment with my dad and my family, where we saw Manny Pacquiao get knocked out by Marco Antonio Barrera, and my dad was like, "Hijo de su madre," and so I took that memory and just kind of decided, all right, how am I going to make this into an image? And as soon as I started sketching, like, well, this is what it kind of came out of. I usually start like little by little, like just kind of one sketch and let it kind of expand as time goes on, and then I ended up with like this kind of image in my head and just trying to expand on like my process and also like what I can do with painting. So yeah, that's how this piece came out. Oh yeah, she did that piece.
Get to the video. Yeah, so this exhibition actually is a collaboration between a lot of people. So it kind of started as a curator series from the Holland project up in Reno. So they brought together Gio and Cesar, Giovanni Oranda and Cesar Piedra. And then they asked me to kind of come on and help them co-curate / promote the show, both up in Reno and in Vegas. So that's kind of what I've been doing, and I've always wanted to let somebody use scrambled eggs and the scrambled eggs project to like do a project that they're interested in and they wanted to do, and it just so happened that I love the idea that they had, so I'm like, let's do it. So that's kind of like what the show is about. Right now we're at Nuwu Art Gallery and Community Center for the second iteration of the show in Vegas. The first one happened up in Reno at the Holland Project.
Can you talk about the art that you had here?
Yeah, so the curators decided to have me in the show as well, and I consider myself a curator first, artist second, so I really had to kind of think about the theme of the show and kind of what it means to be someone growing up in the U.S. but being born in Mexico, and kind of how that experience affects how you see the world. So I decided to make a piece that was centered on my dad. A lot of people that I've talked to have an experience or a memory of their family going to a flea market and purchasing like whatever they find. But when it comes to fathers and dads specifically, for some reason they're always attracted to tools, and at the flea market, people who are selling tools are always kind of tossing them out on a tarp, and they're very messy. So what I wanted to do was kind of play with that idea of the flea market and a bunch of tools kind of scattered around, and organize them in very intricate and specific like patterns. So I don't know if you want to see this one. It's a bunch of nuts and bolts, but very carefully arranged in a grid. So my background is actually in architecture, and I have a very strong fascination for organization, archiving, and just making things very grid-like. So if you see all the pieces in the show have kind of like this organization aesthetic that's very gridded and linear. And the cool thing about my piece is that it was a collaborative piece between me and my dad too. So all the tools and objects in my pieces actually belong to my dad. So whenever I have a project, my dad is like super quick to like want to help and like give me ideas as to how I can make my work. And so I feel like it's been a cool way to get closer to my dad and like collaborate on creative projects with him. He doesn't consider himself someone that's creative or knows a lot about art, but kind of having him be part of the work, I feel like it involves him in a way that he doesn't even know that he's being involved. So I think he's here somewhere. I see my mom. Oh, my dad's over there. So yeah, it's cool to see him show up too, because he's looking at his tools on the floor. You have an art gallery.
Hello, my name's Caleb Westlake, and I just got here, but I did see the first half of the show, and I was really excited, and I really enjoyed a lot of the work there. And so So far, I think my biggest takeaway from this show probably be the sculptures. I've been really interested in the sculpture work. I want to buy a piece if I could. But yeah, I think I've just been enjoying getting to know people here and be a part of the art community for sure, yeah.
Intuition and what is my process? I'm on the spot. Like whatever is fun, you know, like and things that make me laugh, things that remind me of my family, memories of my family that I then like interpret through the installation. Yeah, like I really just try to have fun, and I really just try to play. Yeah, and I have a really like deep connection to the Circus Hotel. My family lived in California, but we used to come to Vegas a lot and stay at that place, and so there's like a connection to the Circus, and the work that I do and the work that the character that I created does. Yeah, what else do I do? Yeah, and I kind of try to subvert Catholicism as well, so I'm really inspired by that, and really just like being a clown and like throwing the world upside down, like throwing a wrench in like the expected. Yeah, that's what I got. So my character's name is Juan Chico. He's based off of he's based off of my dad's dad, so my grandfather, and he's also based off of my dad, and also mostly like memories of them that I have reinterpreted through like my body, and he's a lover. He wants to be loved. He's very nostalgic. He's playful. He's endearing. He's he drinks a lot as well, and yeah, he I think he comes in to like disrupt the norm, but he's like not a dangerous person, and I feel like I'm examining elements of my family and like the males in my family, machismo, alcoholism, Catholicism, all through the lens of Juan Chico, and so it makes it like playful, but yet still like deep and with an element of unpredictability.
He needs to keep working, but he's there trying.
And yeah, like I feel like through him, I also find more of like who I am. Oddly enough, when I perform him. So yeah, he's just like another version of myself, really. But like the seed of him, what like I've just pulled elements of certain males in my family to just put on my body, like the way my grandfather walked, or the things that my dad did, reinterpreted it through my body, made my own, and then I can explore colonialism, Catholicism, family, alcoholism, machismo, internalized colonization, you know. So like through him, I can do those things. Yeah.